Hello, everybody, and welcome to this month's Health and Wellness webinar. We are in October at the moment, and I've brought a very special guest along. We've got Laura, who's here all the way from the US. Hello. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day to jump in and share with us with some things that you've learned and would love to share with us. So Laura, if you don't mind just introducing yourself so we all get a feel of who you are and what you do.
And my American accent too, right?
Could be Canadian. I've been stung by that one.
Hi, my name is Laura Nowicki. I live in the United States in the state of Colorado. I am in the health and wellness field, and I am part of a global wellness company. And I'm excited to talk a little bit about NAD tonight and longevity and anti-aging and throw in a little controversy maybe too.
Ooh, saucy. I like it. So tell us, give us a little bit of background of what you've discovered.
Well, I personally haven't discovered it, but I've discovered this wellness company that has been wonderful. I personally was struggling with some health issues, and after being on a variety of different medications and prescriptions and ordering things and doing research online, I was introduced to this company about 4 years ago and started taking the products myself and just found relief, health and wellness and mood changes and skin changes and wonderful, wonderful things. And so I recently joined the company as well and have been so impressed by the science behind what we offer. And so we recently released an NAD product, and it was fascinating to me because although I remember learning about NAD in school with the Krebs cycle and metabolism, it was something I hadn't heard about recently. And so to see the wealth of information that's out there and to see how NAD is being utilized to promote health and wellness is very exciting to me.
Okay, well, so NAD is like something that seems totally foreign to me. What is NAD and how does it work?
Okay, so NAD, I'm not sure if you have the same names, but in metabolism, in our cellular structure, NAD is responsible for getting our energy from our food and converting it to energy for our cells. And so it brings the energy to the mitochondria so that we can have cellular health and energy. I'm going to just check my notes here because I always mispronounce it. NAD is nicotinamide adenine dinucleotide. And so it is a niacin derivative. And so niacin is part of the B vitamins. And so B vitamins kind of naturally activate this NAD in our body so that we can get the energy into our cells.
So it's kind of like along the same lines of, like especially for like myself, it like also in the wellness space, and the same sort of theory goes that we obviously need the nutrients that come from water that really sort of boosts, our ability to fight oxidative stress, to really, to give our cells a fighting chance, to boost our redox signals, those little signals that help to repair our bodies, to fight the aging process. So like, would it be right to say that they kind of go hand in hand?
Yes. So they're currently here in the States, they've developed 3 theories of aging. And so one is, like you said, is the antioxidant theory of aging, or the NRF2 is what we call it. And that is important to fight the free radicals that are destroying our cells and wreaking havoc on our body. There's also the mitochondrial theory of aging, which is showing that, again, that our mitochondria is being harmed by the toxins in our air and our water and the food that we eat. And so if we can help strengthen our mitochondria and promote biogenesis, that will strengthen and increase longevity. And then they have added the NAD theory of longevity. And so there are sirtuins in our body, which are natural proteins that are part of this process as well. And they have found that if you're familiar with like calorie restriction,
Yeah.
calorie restriction is
Yeah.
right now the only thing shown to increase longevity in mammals. And so
Yeah.
the way that works is by activating the sirtuins. And so if we can naturally activate our sirtuins in a way that doesn't require extreme calorie restriction, then we have the potential of also increasing our lifespan.
So it's a huge construction site next door, and it sounds like it's a lot of activity today. So that sounds fantastic. So I think all three theories of longevity and aging kind of go hand in hand. I
Yes.
think it's pretty safe to say that all three schools of thought are all right.
Yes, and there's a lot of overlapping because the NAD is getting the energy into your mitochondria within your cells, it overlaps with that mitochondrial theory of aging. And because the antioxidants interact with every cell in our body as well, those antioxidants are necessary for the cellular health, not just the mitochondria, but the entire cell. And so they overlap and interplay with each other. And so that's the other thing. There is no one magic pill. There is no one thing that is going to stop aging or promote aging. It is the interrelationship of all of this going on within our body.
Absolutely. No, I agree 100%. So as far as NADs go, like, are there like even simple changes that, our friends out there can sort of start implementing, that can really start dramatically changing like what we take, what's in our intake that can at least like supplement or not not simulate, but at least to supplement how, like NADs work, what our intake is, and how we can, even simple changes we can make to really improve our well-being.
Right, right. So as far as NAD is concerned, right now the greatest natural way to increase your NAD is through fasting. So whether it's a severe calorie restriction or just intermittent fasting, both of those are shown to increase your NAD levels naturally. Because it is part of the B vitamin family, anything that has B vitamins will also boost your NAD a bit. So nuts and seeds and fruits and vegetables and all of those things can naturally increase your NAD as well. This is where some of the controversy comes in, because there are some companies that are coming out with supplements.
Yeah.
I know here in the States, the biggest thing right now is IV NAD treatment. And so it's a process you need to be with a doctor. It takes 4 to 6 hours to administer the IV. They are putting the NAD directly in your bloodstream. But as we know, it's not necessarily completely bioavailable. It has a short-term impact, but it does not have a long-term change in your system. It's incredibly expensive. And so although it has shown benefits, it's not something that everyone can take advantage of. And so it's not going to be most beneficial
Right.
for
It's
society as
not
a
really
whole.
sustainable.
Right, right. And it's not sustainable. I mean, it's who has 4 to 6 hours to sit? You're supposed to have a 10-day treatment. It's just really a long process.
So, what sort of cases are you seeing? Like, so typically, like what sort of symptoms or like what sort of cases are you seeing where people need even like simple access, like what you're working with, and the IV NADs? Like, what sort of cases are you seeing? What are people?
So here in the States, the IV NAD has really first been utilized for those who are suffering from addictions. And so it started as a treatment for addiction therapy and has been very beneficial. Um, as the IV bar, we have a lot of IV bars here. I don't know, is that something that you have in Sydney?
I don't think I've ever heard of that.
Okay,
It doesn't really
so
bring to mind.
there are you can
Including
get
the theory,
vitamins, you can
including
get
the theory of
antioxidants.
well, including the theories of NAD as well. That's definitely something that's new for me, and I hope it's
Okay.
new for some of the guys out there as well. Um,
Right.
I'm pretty sure that after this call, Laura and I will sort of look at sharing any kind of supporting documentation or research that's been done about NAD. So if anybody wants to do their own um, bedtime reading, that available on request.
Right. And I was going to say, I know I had sent to you previously an article that I found in the Sydney Morning Herald, and that it was just kind of talking about this in general. And they are coming out with some supplements, but even the supplements, again, are they bioavailable? Are they going to be able to be utilized by your body? And different things like that. So there is a difference between supplementation and activation. And so supplementation is adding these things into your body and hoping that your body can utilize them and make them available. Activation is another thing, using nutrigenomics. So taking food and the nutrients in food, and by using those nutrients in food, activating your body to make its own antioxidants, to make its own NAD, to make its own mitochondria. And so it's different than supplementation because you are not you're not a mixologist. You're not saying, I think I need
Yeah,
more B. I think I need some vitamin E. I don't
yeah.
know exactly what antioxidants I need.
Starting little
This
chemistry set.
instead, exactly. This instead is a set synergistic compound that is proven, it is shown to activate your body so that it can make its own nutrients. And so it's a little different than kind of what is currently the mainstream as far as supplementation and vitamins and minerals and things. It's an activation protocol, to help your body just boost its natural abilities to do what it knows how to do best.
Oh, I guess, and that it really fights to do, like I guess, in the 21st century, after the Industrial Revolution, it's becoming a little bit harder to like really look after ourselves, like processed foods and all these additives that go into food, that I think
Right.
the body has to work just a little bit harder each and every, I guess, day or year that goes by. And so the more help that we can get to, like really give our bodies a chance to, I guess, as the host of our bodies, it's our responsibility to give it the best chance.
Right. Yes. Yes. And there is a lot of research, I mean, again, here in the States, vitamins and minerals, the industry, the business is booming. But
Mm.
what they're finding is that there are no beneficial effects. And so we've added these, we've started recommending them. We have a, a vast supply on the shelves to choose from. But like I said, you have to almost be a mixologist and know what you need and how much you need. And there's a lot of experimentation going on without a lot of benefit. And so it is exciting to see the science of nutrigenomics, which I find fascinating, just being in nutrition, is the reality that yes, we can still utilize food and the nutrients in food, rather than just pulling out select ingredients, finding a synergy in how they relate to each other, to promote health.
Yeah. I guess could you work towards this theory of like the sort of understanding of like sort of supplementation, but using that in activation in what we eat. So if we need, say, for example, like the old theory of, like what's a balanced diet is, like say 2 to 3 serves of say fruits and veggies, you know, like 1 or 2 serves of like fiber, 1 or 2 serves of, you know, like something that has some, you know, like meats, red meats, something with protein. And as you were saying before, like nuts and fruits, if you, there was the B12s.
The bees in general, yes.
Yeah. Like, would that be, like, would you say that that's really paying attention to like what we eat and what in combination?
Yes. You know, and I think people are trying to find one thing. So like here in the States, we will have these restrictive diets, you know, and so people won't eat any legumes at all because they think legumes have something in them that are bad, or they won't eat any protein at all. And what we need a variety of food, everything in moderation, including moderation sometimes.
Mhm.
um, but what we're finding is, like, even let's take omega-3 fatty acids, for example.
Yep.
We need to maintain a balance of omega-3s and omega-6s. And so that has gotten all skewed because we thought we didn't need this bad fat. So we were removing all this, what we thought was bad fat, and replacing it, but it brought our system out of balance. And so now we're adding in these omega-3s. Well, now they're actually finding that it's just not omega-3s. There's actually something called an omega-7, which helps the utilization of omega-3s. And so now we
Oh my
need to add
goodness.
omega-7s. And so when we put anything in a supplemental form,
Yep.
we don't know what the fish had in a complete sense that was making it good for us. We just
Yeah.
think we know. And so we're trying to isolate these nutrients, but it's much more complicated than that. And so the synergy of a complete food, the synergy of all these nutrients, they do work together in ways we're just starting to understand.
Our bodies are seriously complex and wonderful things. Like how the whole system operates, how everything comes together is fantastic. And it still astounds me a year and a half later. Um, I'm not sure if we'll ever fully understand how our bodies work.
I don't think we will. It's more complicated than I think we can ever understand.
Yeah.
But we can try. It's fun to try.
Yes. No, definitely. 100%. You know, show it some love and it'll, you know, like it's like a good car, you know, look
Right,
after it and it'll look after you.
right.
I love
So,
it. And so if anybody wants a little bit more information, obviously like they can reach out to me to have the article that you know got sent to me earlier. Otherwise, how would somebody else get more information on NADs and how the foods that we eat can, you know, like help with, you know, the anti-aging process, with oxidative stress, to help, you know, like all our redox signals and help to look after ourselves a little bit better.
right. There is a wealth of information out there, and I'm not sure how it works in Australia. I use a source here in the United States that our government maintains for all of the research that's done on a government level. And so for us, um, that's where all the research is done, and the studies are printed. And so that's been a wealth of information for me. Even just going back to basic textbooks and looking up the Krebs cycle and metabolism and how everything works has kind of been the direction that I have been going. Most of the information out there on NAD right now is put out by the companies who are marketing supplements. And
Yeah.
now I will say that they're doing an incredible job. There's some great marketing information, there's some really
Yeah.
educational pieces, and it can be a great place to start. But
Yeah.
with anything, I think you always have to kind of do your own research and use your
Mm.
own sources. Um, I would be happy to connect either through, WhatsApp, doing other Zoom calls. I do have a website that I can share with you
Yeah.
that is our
What,
product
what's your
information.
website?
So my website is It's a little complicated. It's pro-life nrf2.lifevantage.com.
Not a
It's a
problem. What
little
we'll
long.
probably do is I'll get you to send me that, and then once we go live with this video and I upload it to YouTube, I'll whack that in the description. And if anybody wants to get in touch with you to learn more, I'm assuming that's one of the best ways to do that.
Yeah, that's great. And I apologize. My lighting is so bad. I feel like I'm sitting on top of my computer. It's blinking in and out. But
What
anyway,
time is it over there for you?
it is 7:30 in the evening on Wednesday.
Oh wow. So I'm calling you from the future. It
Yes.
will be around almost 12:30 on Thursday.
Yes. I've been learning a lot about our time zones as well. So this has been wonderful. I really appreciate
We
being
are a global
invited.
community, so no, that's awesome. So I think it's a good chance to wrap this up
Okay.
and package it for all our friends out there. I'll be uploading this to YouTube, and so I'll be adding the link to the Sydney Morning Herald article. I'll be adding in your website, and we'll see if we can try to combine all the sources that we've used to, like get as much of this information as we can. But of course, everybody do your own research.
Right.
Um, and so I'm gonna wish you a lovely good night. And
Have a wonderful day.
yeah, we're only just getting started.
All right. Well, thanks again. It was so nice to meet you, Ben.
It was so nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much again for taking time out of your evening to
Yes.
have a chat.
All right.
Hopefully we get to work together to, like bring more of this information out there, more access to, articles and, like things that people can use as a tool to
Yeah.
help look after themselves a little bit better.
That would be great. All right.
Fantastic.
Thanks so
Alrighty.
much. Have a great day.
You too. Have a good night.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.